Hi, I'm Victoria Ballou, publisher of Astrologic Magazine, and thank you for joining me right now because you trusted your intuition and came here in this moment to hear the message that your subconscious has for you. That's really how it works, and that's how the tarot works. And so I invite you to choose a stack of cards. Will you choose the first stack underneath Vesta, my warrior priestess, and also the main character in my urban fantasy series, The Tarot Legacies? Or will you choose under the second stack of cards with my fossilized shell, permanence and growth, right here all together? Or perhaps you would like to choose the third stack of cards underneath this fabulous obelisk. You know, whenever we have this kind of obelisk with this kind of material, with this beautiful quartz, then the energy that comes off of this is spectacular. So you could choose the third stack of cards, which has this beautiful obelisk on top of it. Don't think too much about it. Go with your first instinct. And while you're choosing, let me invite you, if you have not already subscribed to Astrologic Magazine, if you're watching this episode, then you really need to check out my magazine because it brings together all the stars of astrology, tarot, and the other metaphysical arts and sciences every month with a new issue. This month, we are looking at celebrity birth charts of Britney Spears, Stormy Daniels, Mitt Romney, and we have karmic astrology of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. That's just some of the sparkly stuff, right? The celebrity pieces that our astrologers are looking at. We also have monthly sign predictions, aspects, and forecasts, plus the very popular Astrofinance, where Barry Rosen, a noted astrologer who has been doing financial forecasts for decades, writes every month for the magazine to talk about his financial forecasts for the upcoming month. And so and that's just a tiny portion of what we have in the May issue. So log on to astrologicmagazine.com and take a look. We would love for you to join our community. Now, let's begin with the first stack of cards. We will move Vesta, my warrior priestess, over and take a look at the first card. Now, I am going to look at the overview card first, which is your energy from a broad standpoint. Let's see what's going on. So, you have the Ace of Discs coming up here in the Thoth deck. This, congratulations, because for your overview, this is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. It speaks of new beginnings in business. Certainly discs represent business and finance and our physical environment. It can represent our physical body. And this speaks directly to something brand new beginning. It is something that you can wish for, that you can yearn for, that is actually beginning right now for you, that is coming, that is manifesting into tangible manifestation for you right now. So congratulations. This is very exciting, and it could be something small that you've been yearning for, or it could be something big, very life-changing. Awesome. But with all things, we have a challenge, right? That's what the second card is. And so we're going to take a look at, in the midst of this fabulous Ace of Discs energy, as your broad overview, let's take a look at the challenge just to go a little bit deeper, all right? Interesting. You have the Nine of Cups. It's called happiness. And so while you have this fabulous Ace of Discs of something very new, a wonderful beginning, you are being challenged with really feeling happy about it. Now, you will know why you are feeling challenged with feeling happy about this. There could be a very tangible reason, or it could be subconscious, something that you need to give some thought to. that while you have something brand new starting in your life that feels wonderful, that you have finally accomplished, nevertheless, there's something that's nagging, that's not, all the pieces are not in place for you, and therefore it is perhaps a bittersweet situation. So consider what that is. And to help you, we have the third card, which is the course of action called for you. Let's take a look at that, because what this is going to describe is what you need to do in order to mitigate this challenge energy, which you definitely need to do, right? Especially if you have the Ace of Discs, but yet you have the Nine of Cups, happiness, that's interfering somehow. And the card that comes up is the Chariot. And so this is your course of action, and I love the fact that it's almost a literal course of action, because that's what the Chariot is talking about here, is being on a course, being on a journey, and heading out. This speaks of you knowing how to head out, but maybe not knowing exactly where you're going. This is so much of the Chariot energy here. And so it's saying, yes, it's time for you to take action. This is very much an action card. The caution here is that you need to be careful and think about all the options, perhaps, before you choose the path, because this card really also symbolizes that you may not know exactly which path to be on. But it also speaks very much of when properly thought through all of the options, your victory is virtually guaranteed. And so this is saying, take the time to think about how you are going to move forward here. This is going to mitigate this Nine of Cups energy that you're feeling here as your challenge, and really work with this. It will unleash this Ace of Discs energy even more for you, as you have manifested something that you always want. So the good news is you're almost there. You have really taken this huge step forward with this Ace of Discs card, and are living in an incredibly energetic time where you know that that things are happening in a fantastic way. But this Nine of Cups needs to be addressed, and the way you address it is with deciding on a course of action and being very cautious as you decide what action you're going to take, which course you're going to take. I hope that helps. All right, let's take a look at our second stack of cards underneath our beautiful fossilized shell. The first card we're going to look at is your overview energy. This is your energy from a broad standpoint. So let's take a look and see what's going on. Okay, you have the Knight of Swords. You are in some major, in a major mode of going forward right now. Your brain is working overtime as you sort through what you are doing, and you're on the road to accomplishing a major goal. That is clear. That's what this Knight of Swords energy is talking about. And you're going full speed ahead at this. And so congratulations on that. The only caution, of course, that comes up when we see this card is to make sure that you're handling this, that it's tempered, right? And what I mean by that is that you're not getting too carried away in any one direction, but rather, mentally, which swords always represent our intellect, mentally you're not overdoing it. Emotionally, you're not overdoing it. Physically, you're not overdoing it. So consider that. But right now, congratulations. This is a wonderful card that speaks of you being in movement. But we do have the challenge card, which is the next card we're going to look at. And this is going to draw out and give us some more detail about this Knight of Swords energy that's going on. Yeah, okay. And so here's the Magician. This is talking about making the subconscious conscious. This is very much what tarot does. It brings our subconscious into our conscious awareness. And the Magician is oh so good about doing that. But this is your challenge energy. And so what we're looking at here is that you're being challenged by not bringing something to your conscious reality. This is where you pay attention to your dreams. I've interpreted dreams for over 30 years, helping people decode what they're dreaming about. And I can tell you that once you know what your subconscious thoughts or dreams are telling you, you can really understand so much of what's going on in your current life. And so that's what this card is challenging you to do, because while you have this amazing Knight of Swords energy going forward at full speed ahead, as I said, you want to make sure it's not out of control. And this is saying you could be missing something subconsciously that you need to become aware of. But the good news is the third card here is your course of action called for. And so let's take a look at that and see how to work with this energy. Okay, Seven of Cups. Here in the Thoth deck, it's called debauch. And what this is talking about is being emotionally stuck. So while you have this very forward motion happening intellectually in your life, as you're thinking through something and moving in a very direct way, subconsciously you're missing something. Subconsciously there's a disconnect that you need to be aware of. That's what the Magician energy is saying. And then you have the Seven of Cups energy that's saying, as your course of action, you need to become emotionally unstuck. Because what happens with this energy? Well, you can become depressed, you can become lethargic, meaning you just don't feel like you're motivated to do anything. This can be a real stumbling block to this Knight of Swords energy. And the key here is to become very conscious of what your subconscious is doing. So to me, the solution is very, very simple. And that is, you need to pay attention to your dreams. I am certain that the dreams you are having are giving you clues to what this energy is, this stuck emotional energy is, why you're stuck, why you're feeling this way. And once you consciously recognize it, then you can begin making the choices of, okay, here's how I'm going to deal with it. Because, you know, the Magician energy, when it's not in your challenge, when it's not challenging you, is magnificent, right? Because this means that your subconscious is becoming conscious. And there's nothing better than that. Trust me on that. When you begin understanding what your subconscious mind is telling you, it opens up an entirely new world. If you need help decoding your dreams, tune into my online magazine, astrologicmagazine.com. And there are so many dream interpretations there. And you can also contact me in the comments here to ask me about certain symbols that you're having in your dreams. It's time to work through this. And once you do, this Knight of Swords energy is going to be incredibly powerful for you. All right, let's take a look at underneath the third stack of cards, underneath our beautiful obelisk. Let's take a look and see what's going on. The first card is your overview energy. This is your energy from a broad standpoint. Let's see what's going on. Awesome. You have the Aeon. This means that you are at a point right now where you are making a big decision, or you already have made a big choice. It's something that has the potential to really change an aspect of your life. And maybe it already has, since it's your overview energy. But, you know, in other decks, like the Waite-Smith deck, this is known as the Judgment card. And so while this does not deal with judgment like punishment or anything like that, it deals with the ability to recognize that you have choices to make, and to make choices which are beneficial to you, and then move forward with them. So congratulations that you have either made a choice that you feel happy with, and moved forward with. This is talking about moving forward in a really significant way. And sometimes even the smallest things can have a big impact on our lives. If you don't know what this is, immediately think about it, because it's certainly there. All right. We have a second card that we need to look at, though. It's the challenge energy that you have right now that's going to be working with this Aeon energy. And what comes up is the Prince of Swords. All right, and here he is. He's sitting on this incredible crystal with his sword raised, and he's ready to cut through all of the entanglements around him to get to the absolute clarity that he's going for. And this is clarity that's not just, simple-minded clarity. This is getting down deep clarity that you're going for, but it's challenging for you for some reason. But nevertheless, it's something that you need to do. So we have a third card here. This is your course of action called for. And this is what you need to do in order to work with this energy, to get this clarity, this Prince of Swords clarity that you are needing really so much right now. And let's take a look at what this card is. All right, well, it's the Five of Discs. It's called Worry here in the Thoth deck. And so in order to deal and get the clarity, gain the clarity you want, you need to stop worrying. It's really just that simple. And yes, I know that sounds simple, but what does that entail? That means turning loose patterns of thought that you have, that assumptions that you are making. Turn loose of thinking the glass is half empty rather than it's half full. Worry is such a waste of time. It's something that you just... You waste your life worrying, and I really do recognize that after years of myself going through periods of worrying, right? So I can tell you from my experience, you need to turn loose of this worry energy because it's keeping you from gaining this clarity that you really need. And this is somehow connected to the choice that is in your life right now. Once you turn loose of this, you are going to feel a freedom, a liberation that you have not felt maybe ever before, because then you're going to be tapping into this Prince of Swords energy. And again, this crystal that he is going to free is going to bring him some very deep knowledge, some very clear perception, and it is going to change your life once you do that. It's going to be more than an aha moment. It's going to be one of those situations where you may think, well, why didn't I see this before? And it's going to be one of those pivotal places in your life. I'm sure of it. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them for me here, and I'm always happy to hear from you. And thank you for joining me.